I'm Peter Donegan. I own a landscape design company and we're in business 7 years. At 31 years old, I found I was getting a little bit bottlenecked into rejuvenating early historical gardens, which is great fun, but I think every man needs a change from his daily life. We wanted to go somewhere a little bit different that we'd never gone before, so we'd built this garden on the basis that we would put it up to go for Chelsea Flower Show. And in the meantime, Board B got in touch and said, would we like to submit an entry for Bloom in the Phoenix Park. I came up with this idea of every Irishman's dream of building or rebuilding a vintage car, but never actually finishing, and it should look from the roadside in a normal Irish garden that you just have a car, an unfinished project hidden down the back of the garden, and when you arrive down you've got a little hidden Aladdin's cave for either the grown man or for the family.
John Friel of BDF Commercials. This is just a pastime. Some people play golf, we fix cars. We were sitting down, I think, in a pub somewhere, just discussing the problems of the world. And Peter decided then he was going to have this idea of using a car for the garden, and he'd like to get a Morris Minor. So I said, fair enough, I'll give you one, but it won't be a good one. We got one. And Peter done whatever he needed to do with it and decided then that it was a very good idea, and it was actually turning out okay, so we decided then to get a better one and we would restore it back to near enough reasonable condition, not roadworthy, and cut it, and he would make a garden feature out of it, which I thought was a good idea for a Morris Minor. You could put a battery in it and start it. No, the battery's flat. Everything in the car now is still original. It has all its original chromes, lights, boot lids, even its registration, axles, everything is totally original. You get the plasma screen in there now.
The top of the pops style smoke machine with the smoke pouring out of the bonnet or pouring through the grille is what we're really hoping for, as if the head gasket is gone, and when you sit inside that you have a plasma screen television. I'd say we may have a fridge or a coffee machine in the back of the boot, and a nice entertainment system built into just underneath the steering wheel area, and again smoke just pluming out of the front of the garden. The bill on the plants at the moment is standing about €80,000. I'd say actual costs on paper were probably somewhere around about 150,000.
At the beginning of the whole Bloom project, Peter came to us and said that he wanted to do one of the gardens in it and wanted to know would we be willing to give him assistance or combine with him on the project, and we felt we were very happy to do that. People 20 years ago would have done their own gardening. They would have gone to the garden centre, bought plants and pretty much done it themselves. What we found in the last 10 years has been a massive growth in people who will pay to have their garden done rather than go out and do it themselves. For your average back garden or front and back garden in a housing estate, you could spend anything up to 20,000, 30,000 on a garden. Directly ourselves, up to £750,000, 800,000. I know there's one or two gardens over £1 million have been spent on in the last couple of years. So it's big money.
That might sound like crazy money, and in some eyes it is, but I also know people who spend 250,000 on cars, and garden will last a little bit longer. I was always a great fan of 60s, 70s music. The Beatles, the Rubber Soul album, tied in with the plasma screen TV. We should have visual and audio for people to see how it works and what the garden's all about. And you know, I think it's just suitable that it's no Rubber Soul. You can drive my car, but well, you actually can't.
Baby, you can drive my car, and baby, I love you. Beep, 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 yeah.
It's a labour of love, and you need to be mad to get into. To spend 4 months restoring a car, to go into a garden, you need to be mad. To ask that question in the first place, you need to be super mad. And it's a passion. Gardening is a passion. That's exactly what it is. and combined with John's, it's worked quite well.
And cars would be a passion for me, so I hope it all goes well.
I think it will. I think it will. Hope.
Hope.
No.
That'll be it.
No. I think everybody's had their opportunity to sit on the back seat of a car with the woman they love. I think it should appeal to the couples and the families more so than the individual man. I think the major coup for us would be to get the People's Choice Award garden, and that would be something special. It's great to build great gardens, but it's another thing to build an odd garden or a crazy garden that everybody kind of falls a little bit in love with or reminisces or associates themselves with. So that would be a kind of a major coup for myself personally.